total Dakar rally, where the streets have no name, the signs are written in the sand. Only on Supersports have no name, the sun. The total Dakar rally, where the streets have no name, the signs are written in the sand. Only on Supersports. Proudly sponsored by Total Quartz Lubricants.
The Pyramids at last, a magnificent finale to Dakar 2000, a welcome sight indeed. Sight recrowned as king of the bikes, BMWs 1, 2, 3 and 4. Chesser takes what he already had, the driver's title once again. And a giant amongst the big boys, Vladimir Chigini, takes it for Russia. Well, the last day of racing ahead of the final promenade. It was no cakewalk. The Dakar has been hard. Been particularly hard on those without big backup. Yves Tartin is one of those, a veteran. He says, I'm alone in here, no navigator, therefore it's a real problem. I can't really look at my GPS to take points, so effectively I have to watch the scenery with my road book in my hand. And when the road gets difficult, well, I have to put my notes down on the seat and concentrate on the driving. Very tough indeed to do my best. That's just what I hope to do. The heroes on this rally are not just the winners, but those who finish as well, and all those who've taken part. And so, to the finale, a liaison of 135 kilometers, and then a run home for the victors, a special of just 10. Within sight of the Pyramids, a welcome sight indeed, after what has been a dramatic Dakar 2000. Today was not supposed to be about racing. It was about acknowledging those who'd done so well this time around. The Sphinx awaiting the champion. Richard Sykes has been magnificent, a sportsman throughout. He spared us a few words on the final approach to victory. He says with 3 days to go, I look to be out of it behind Roma, but I took my chance, and now I'm a winner. He says, I think I've done well, and we all applaud him. Paying tribute to Roma, part of Sykes' character. Superb, his words, he was. Second time in a row for Sykes, champion again, behind him, a whole bunch of BMWs. Gallardo taking second place, enjoying the champagne as well. Jimmy Lewis. Couple of stage wins for the American on the development twin. Superb. He makes the podium. And just making up the top four, Brucey. BMW, they will be celebrating long into this night. Top place KTM, Jürgen Meyer, home in 5th place. KTM, they were looking for victory this year. So many of their bikes on course, so much disappointment for them. Francois Fleck, the top privateer for France, 7th overall behind Eric Bernard. The 400cc is taken by Seriol on a Honda. The quad, Eric Figueroa wins it on a Yamaha Banshee. And Dupre and De Volder, they've had a troubled time. They win the sidecar. Champagne time in front of the pyramids. And so how the stage finished. It was a short one. Roma proving a point, taking it in just 3 minutes and 22 seconds ahead of Bernard, Neumann, Jimmy Lewis and Farahota. Of course, it's all academic because this, the result. Sykes wins Dakar 2000 ahead of Gallardo, leading by 31 minutes and 54. Jimmy Lewis and Brucey making up the 1, 2, 3, 4 for BMW. Sykes says it's very nice to be here in Egypt, near the pyramids. It's a beautiful country, I didn't know before. Very surprised there's so many people here, he says, but it's a great victory for me, but also for the entire BMW team. First place, it's okay, he says. Modest to the end, a true champion. Oscar Gallardo says incredible for the team. First 4 places are all ours. Very nice indeed. Very content. Very happy. We also spoke to Jimmy Lewis.
It was a Dakar for sure. I mean, because there's always something, some situation or something that makes it a Dakar. But the course was typically a little easier than usual, which didn't surprise me because I think they wanted to make sure a lot of riders made it to the pyramids and finished the event. And they've had some pretty tough ones in the past years, so maybe it was a year for tapering off, but that only means that next year is going to get harder, huh?
C'est un super Dakar, ouais. Génial.
Francois Fleck says it was a great Dakar.
D'autres encore plus super.
And perhaps it's just the first before more beautiful ones. Patrick Seriol, first in the 400, says, I wanted something more technical where the 400 really could have shone. Nevertheless, he's happy. As is Elizabeth Jacindo, top woman. She says the Dakar, it's the 3rd time here, but this is the first time I've finished. Very happy indeed. At the beginning, I just wanted to reach the end. That's what I've done. He says, I haven't known a single mechanical problem. Everything has been just fine, she says. De Press and De Volder, they've had many problems over the last few days. Just very pleased to be there, and indeed getting a little emotional. Eric Figueroa on the quads after 4 years to develop the bike. I've finally got there. Been riding on bikes for 20 years, and I think we're just about there. We're very late, we know that. But it's just important to get here in the end. Today is done, and I'm happy about that. Truly a majestic backdrop. Where else in the world to celebrate the millennium? And celebrating is what this man's doing right now. Jean-Louis Schlesser, the overall champion once again. It's been a great year for the buggies, repeating the feats of winning it last time around. So many Dakars. He won it for the first time last time, and now he's a double champion. Schlesser, quite rightly, getting all the applause and the plaudits. Taking his podium like a champ. 1,000 have turned out on this day in Cairo. They welcome a warm one. And Schlesser enjoying a bit of the bubbly stuff. Smiles all round from a man who's known to be serious. Schlesser crowned today. And the achievement of Stefan Pederhansel there for all to see throughout this Dakar. The Mega, well known on the ice racing circuits, debutante machine this year. Stunning second place, just 12 minutes and 33 seconds off Schlesser's winning time by the end. Fortney, the best placed Mitsubishi, dedicating his victory to his fallen teammates. Still under the half hour, 27:33 off Schlesser's winning time, not bad. As for Serbia, fourth place for him, didn't quite make the podium, but a great result for Team Schlesser, 1 and 4. They were delighted. And Jutta Kleinschmidt, the top place woman, 1 hour and 4 minutes. She had navigation problems, travails throughout, all smiles today, finishing 5th, ahead of Matsuoka in the silver bullet, as he calls it. 6th place for him, 1 hour 41 off the pace, ahead of Sabi in the old bouncer, as they call it, the Fords. Sabi finishing ahead of Dillavan, Vescarolo and Villa Altamira.
Là on monte, droite.
Well, on board with Laurent Bourgnon. First sight of the pyramids. Guy Lavanneau, the co-driver, said it's magnificent. We're in the land of Tutankhamun. Just look at those pyramids. Too big, too small, he says. Truly beautiful. Well, it may have only been 10 kilometers. There was still a few testing times. The sand was very soft. Didn't trouble Strugo, though. Jean-Pierre winning the T1 class in Mercedes. These as near standard as Dakar rally cars ever get. Runner-up, Jerome Riviere, who pushed Strugo hard for much of the rally in the Nissan. And there was help going on as well. The Brits, helped by the Argentines. The true spirit of the Dakar never dies.
Argentina, help Inglaterra.
And good stuff too. Towing him in, he made it all the way. And he wouldn't have done without the help of his compadre. And so the final stage was taken by Serbia yet again, ahead of Kleinschmidt, Potney, Matsuoka, and the overall winner, Jean-Louis Schlesser. Schlesser topping it, taking the rally in 45 hours, 6 minutes and 3 seconds, just 12 minutes 33 clear of the Mega Pederhansel. Potney just under the half hour in third. Schlesser says, I'm very happy for our team. First and fourth, very positive. But less happy, he says, about the Kango. It would have been nice to have it here with us in Cairo. But I think it'll be fine in the future, he says. We've made over 9,000 kilometers. He says that's longer than some other Dakars. We wanted to do 12,000, that was exceptional, but it wasn't possible. This Dakar was not easy, he says. because it was shorter. It was very hard and there were some very big stages. Indeed, it was a great windfish lesson. But Ansel says we always believed we'd do well. Others doubted us, he says. Very happy for sure. The first year of this car, my second year as a driver, been here before as a rider, of course, and we'll be back for sure. Next time, we'll be here to win.
Avec une voiture nouvelle, c'est fabuleux et maintenant on sait qu'on peut gagner et on fera tout pour être là l'année prochaine, mais cette fois-ci pour gagner et battre tous les autres.
Peter Hansel, second place. Ahead of Fontenay. He says, I cannot be delighted with third place. This car's very new, so it's not a bad year for us. The podium place is pretty good indeed. He says, I'm dedicating it to all my friends who are in hospital, having undergone surgery. Our thoughts are with them as well, of course. Now I'm closing this book. I'll be reopening it again next year, he says.
J'aurais préféré leur offrir la victoire, mais je voudrais dédier ce podium à tous mes copains qui sortent d'opération et qui sont encore et qui se battaient comme moi pour la victoire. Donc c'est une maigre consolation. On est là, on est sur le podium. Maintenant, je ferme le livre et j'attends l'année prochaine.
Surtout que ça confirme la victoire que j'avais eue il y a 2 ans sur...
Strugo winning the T1 says it confirms my win in this category 2 years ago. This year it was a different co-driver, different car. So maybe it says that I'm not such a bad driver. And what about the big boys? Vladimir Cecchini in the Kamaz, doing battle with the Tatras of Lebray and the Azevedo. He got it in the end. Lebray on board Tatra, third place for him, ahead of the Azevedo, also on a Tatra. They say they'll get it next time around. Dakar 2000 was supposed to be special. It was in more ways than one. On the bikes, it was a battle, always in preview between Sankt and Roma, BMW and KTM. Sankt it was that took the opening stage, throwing down the gauntlet, the champion, getting the psychological advantage. Roma, he was out there chasing. KTM, determined not to let go. Gallardo was there too, of course, as was Kinegardner, Meoni, Cox and company. KTM started to wind in BMW. The lead became theirs. Then their troubles began. Gallardo with engine problems. Meoni crashing out, damaging his shoulder. The reins passed to others, but how long could they carry it on? Tianen, troubles for him. There were troubles for BMW as well. John Deacon was to go down, out himself, shedding a few tears. Sankt had his problems too. But teamwork amongst BMW, second to none. Jimmy Lewis took a tumble, got back on, and of course, finished third place overall. It was a hard race, particularly hard on the privateers. The big teams fighting it out. It was Roma in the lead with Sankt playing catch-up. Roma cruising away, looking the likely winner. Well, Roma's lead up to 20 minutes, and then it all came to a halt. We were in Yame. It was airlift time to avoid a terrorist threat. All vehicles, trucks, cars, and of course bikes, helicopters and personnel transported to Sabah in Libya. Back in Libya, KTM were in trouble. We started to get wind of it with starter trouble for Roma. Panicking, putting on a light suit. He was cold. Kindergartner, engine trouble. Tried to catch up, crashed out. Navigation troubles, dogging, all and sundry. Roma, a blown engine, all over, psyched, head of the field. Others enjoying themselves. Peggy Lundmark, here all on his own with a pack on his back full of bits. 11th overall by the end of the rally. Roma making his point, staying on his machine, coming home to win the final stage. Psyched though, the champion once again for BMW. One, two, three, and four for the men in blue. Yes, Dakar started us off with a bang. Souza, he was in great form. Said there'd been doubters. He never doubted his own ability. He took the opening stage. Well, early on, there were difficulties for many, not least Luc Alphonse, having to pull his car across the line, unassisted for the last couple of hundred meters to get his time check. The scenery, beautiful as ever, as we move from Senegal to Burkina Faso. Jutta Kleinschmidt taking a stage win. Problems for Sabi. Almost failed to start the third stage. Gearbox trouble on the Ford. The team arrived at 5:30, had to change the transmission before 7:30 starts. Sabi gunning for the horizon like a man possessed, loving it. When he finally got moving, that was.
Non, le cap est pas terrible. Le cap c'est plus à gauche.
Ah, merde.
Navigation troubles, there were. You didn't have to be a star to get trapped, though the stars did, along with the also-rans. Fontenay in difficulty. He sorted it out. One man who seemed to be flying, Peter Hansel, the Mega Man. The main contenders were starting to show themselves. Schlesser was up there, a couple of stage wins for him. Shinazuka, Souza, and then, of course, that airlift for the cars, disrupting the rhythm as it had done the bikes. How would they restart? Mentally, how would they cope? Well, Fontenay, it was that went out with a blast, winning the starts of the final phase of this year's Dakar. We were desert racing at long last, moving from Libya through to Egypt, and on the flat and the fast stuff. The Schlesser buggies, outstanding. The cream, as they say, always rises to the top. Kleinschmidt slamming on the brakes by the dune. It was a warning that others perhaps should have heeded. A mass start a day later, and we were heading for tragedy. An accident almost wiping out Mitsubishi's challenge. And it was Sabi that found them.
Oh là là, oh là là, oh là 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 là. Hey, tu vois le drame?
What drama, he says, immediately instructing the helicopter to call the medics. He says it's already been done. Souza, Shinazuka, Prieto, and Demevius crashing out. Others just about managing to survive a deadly drop on the back of a wasted dune. Well, 3 required neurosurgery. All others bar one hospitalized. It wasn't over. Roma, who's had his own troubles, witnessing the biggest tumble on the Dakar. Delavan, a miracle. He and his co-driver unhurt, the Nissan drove on. As the stages got faster, Schlesser just pulled away. He was a winner in waiting. He knew it. So did everybody else. Peter Hansel trying his best to keep up in a straight line. Just didn't have it. Schlesser then, 2 in a row. The hero. Not only of France, but of the Dakar itself. Hubert Auriol says for sure there will be another Dakar next year. As you know, the Dakar is a passionate affair, so we'll be waiting for our return to Paris. Let the cake cool down, he says. Then we'll make a decision on what route we'll be taking next time around. We'll think about it, think about what's happened, but for sure, there'll be many new ideas. We've got some already. We'll be here in the future. The race goes on. Dakar 2000s. It's been a dramatic affair. It's had more than its fair share of drama and adversity. Thanks for your company.
The total Dakar rally, where the streets have no name, the signs are written in the sand. Only on Super